There we go. Great timing over here. There he is, Ayo, representing United. I see you smiling, buddy. You must be happy.
Yes, you can see my title. My title says "The King is dead." Long live the King.
Yeah, so that's why I know you're only for the first part of the show. So I figured like we'll start with United and
Okay.
we'll talk about that. I mean, asked you before. I mean, we've kind of enjoyed talking about United misery over here, but we talked about it before, and you told it like you weren't a big fan of Ten Hag and you thought it was a mistake and stuff. Like, how do you see it now? The way it's unfolded, it feels very odd to me from outside looking in because I watched the game this weekend for the most of it at least.
Yeah.
And that game could have been 4-0 at halftime.
That's
Well,
true.
then he's not getting cans yesterday. So, like, how do you take it as a United fan? The timing of it, and they got that replacement right away. Was it something in the background working on it, maybe?
I think in order to answer this question well, right, let's look at the timeline of Ten Hag. I think if you look back from everything that's happened, right, I think the first time I wanted him gone was December when we got crashed out of the Champions League. It was December last year, right?
Yeah.
This last year. That's when I thought he should be fired first. But then people were like, "Oh, that's too quick." Da da da. It's okay. I get that. Then I thought at the end of the season, like as came on here and said that he should have been gone, regardless of what happened, and they gave him a contract extension, which I clearly said to everyone on my channel. Also I said it. Shameless plug, Footy Fantasy, like, share, subscribe. Just have to leave that in there. But I said it in the summer that was a big mistake to give him the contract. And clearly, based on everything that's happened, and they talked to Robert De Zerbi, they talked to Tuchel, it's clear, very clear that they were not sold on him. But for some weird reason, they decided to continue with him till into the season. And I would suspect that they had maybe like a mark, like a contingency plan, maybe after 10 games, depending on where we are, this is what we're going to pivot to. Because clearly they had been talking to Amorim for like at least a month. Like it didn't come out from nowhere, right? They had been talking to him through intermediaries like they always do, and it didn't come out from nowhere. So
But he was available. I guess that's like the shocking thing because he was linked with Liverpool, West Ham, and stuff like that.
Yes.
I could understand. I mean, everybody thought they would keep going with Rude, right? Because they had nobody. Like, that's the only reason they. I mean, I think it was writing on the wall. They stuck with Ten Hag, but they went with a manager who was available in summer. Then why not get him in summer?
I agreed. I said it. I thought it was a bad decision. They should have gotten a new manager in the summer. You ride with the person so you can profile the players he wants in the summer. You can give him time to work in preseason. It was a chance, in my opinion, to do a reboot of like, okay, we've made a mistake, like we come in, this is who we want to work with going forward. This is the plan, long-term plan. But sticking with Ten Hag was a really bad decision. I think it was a bad, because now, like you said, 10 games in, now you pull the plug on someone just 10 games in because it's gone bad, especially when you did not want the person in the summer. It just reads it's a bad start by Ineos. Even though there's a second school of thought, people have said the players that they bought, even though some of them were Ten Hag players, they were players that any club would have, like, De Ligt's a good defender, right? Like I said, I've said it, I think he's a good defender. I don't think he's great, but he's good. He's a good defender that is available. Most clubs will buy him. Lenny Euro's a good young prospect. Madrid wanted to get him, right? Mazraoui is a good fullback. He's 28, but he's good. He's a good fullback. Xerxes, young, they got him for really cheap. Ugarte is, despite his flaws, I think he's a useful midfielder. So the second school of thought I've heard other people say is, yes, they bought Ten Hag players, but they just bought players who were going to be good players regardless. So it wasn't like they were Ten Hag that no other manager can work with them, right? So I am happy he's gone. I think Ineos now, from here on forward, they're in debit to me. They're in debit right now. Like, they've made a bad mistake and they have to work really hard, diligently, to make sure the next manager and the next set of recruitment of players over the next transfer windows, they have to get it right.
Yeah, that's like the interesting to me. I mean, I was like, Amarim was available. Why didn't you guys go after
Yes.
this for? So it gives a taste.